All right. All right. I think we back. I think we back. We should be good to go. Mainman back in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Once again, it's an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, a honor and a pleasure to be on here with all of the boxing fam and the boxing fans. It's Thursday night, so you know what that means. It's our time now, man. I'm back on here. The last stream that we just started, unfortunately, some technical difficulties we had, so I had to shut that stream down and get back on here on the stream yard. We should be flowing with no problems. But before I get underway, just let me kind of get this out here, man, and get this all shared around everywhere, and we can get this crack a lacking. So just give me a minute and bear with me for a second, fam. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second. I'm here. And we're going to go right into it, man, because no need for a setup or nothing like that. We're just going to go right into it. These technical difficulties, man. All right. All right. Looking good. All right, we back now. Sorry, man. We should be back now. Let's flow like we need to go. We're going to get right into it, man. We've already lost enough time with these technical difficulties, so we're going to get straight into the action and what we've been talking about. Now, where I left off at was where I was speaking about Ken Norton and Muhammad Ali. Today is the day that Muhammad Ali had defeated Ken Norton for the second time. So we about to get underway. Let's start the first story, and that is about DAZN. Let's get right back into it. DAZN cuts its workforce. Word on the curb is that the job cuts affect roughly 2% of the London-based company's workforce and primarily involves its offices in the U.S. and in Brazil, which will be reoriented towards serving global customers as opposed to those in the respective local markets. That's what it said by DAZN. Now, DAZN, it's no secret, fam. They've been going through all of these financial changes. They've been going through all of these financial problems. You know what I mean? And it's bearing out in the Canelo Alverez situation. What's up, Robbie Rolling in the building? I got word of the day in the building. What's up, fam? Keep in mind that DAZN, this is not furloughs. Unlike the last time when they said about laying people off prior to the pandemic or during the pandemic, those were furloughs when basically people were told to go home, but yo, you got a job to come back to eventually. This time around, they talking about they sitting them down. 2% of the workforce. Dang, and they word on the curb is that's roughly about 50 people. So DAZN is laying off 50 people here in the United States as well as abroad in Brazil. And word it is that the place here in the United States is in New York. What the hell is DAZN going through, man? And I always tell people this thing about DAZN because people got a little misconception about this. General Long in the building. What's up, fam? And this is something that we need to straighten out as boxing fans. Keep in mind, fam, and I've told y'all this once before, DAZN's failures financially is nothing to do with boxing. People look at Canelo Alverez and say, oh, it's $365 million deal. They look at Eddie Hearn, oh, he got $1 billion over 8 years and boom, 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 all that money they ditching out. They gave this to Triple G. They gave that to that fighter. $7 million to Mikey Garcia to face Jesse Vargas. Is they crazy and they need money? That ain't it. That's a drop in the bucket. Oh, I told people before, DAZN made roughly about $300 million in the fourth quarter of last year. In the fourth quarter. So they making money. The problem is they bleed more money than they make. And their problem is sports rights. They holding on to billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of sports rights. And ain't no damn sports. That's the problem with DAZN. They got nothing to do with, they may not be making money as far as Canelo is concerned and a lot of their other fighters, sure. They were expected to take losses. Their losses is the fact that they got they pay $1 billion annually for their sports rights. They're sitting with what, $4, $5, $6 billion worth of sports rights in all of these countries and ain't showing no damn sports. I can't sit here with a clear conscience and say, yo, they just did bad business and just da-da-da-da. No. They actually were rivaling ESPN. And their number one goal was to sign up and lock down as many markets as they could. And they were aggressive in doing it, super aggressive, selling off parts of their portfolios. They all fall under the Perform Group. Well, all of these little companies, including DAZN, which is the streaming service, fall under. Well, they've been selling off all of these little companies to keep DAZN afloat. They went out to Goldman Sachs and said, hey, can you help us find money to stay afloat? They're talking about going public with their IPO to raise about $1 billion. They've offered Canelo Alverez some stock options in this IPO when they go public. Canelo says, I don't want that. What am I going to do with that? Slim, that's not going to add up to the amount of money I'm making. They've been doing it all. And the problem with DAZN is sitting down on being so aggressive, getting all of these sports rights. They ain't got nothing here, but abroad and around the world. And now they going broke. They told all of these sports leagues that if you don't play, we don't pay. Don't think that we paying for anything that you ain't paying. And this is putting bad blood in the media business for DAZN. So at this point, they're poisoning relationships. They're sitting down their people, their employees. They got their star fighter and Canelo Alvarez pissed off and trying to sue him. Gennady Golovkin just happy to be here. And we're going to talk more about that. Demetrius Andrade just happy to be here, you know. But they losing money. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I hope they make it through this. I told you, man, somebody asked me, man, do you think they're going to be okay? They're going to make it through all of this. I said they're going to come limping out. But if they don't, I don't know. But laying off your people at a time like this, that shows this ain't no fluke. This ain't no guesses. They hurting, champ. They hurt. Let's move on. On to the next one. Next issue. Word on the curb. My main man, Floyd Mayweather, back in the news. Floyd Mayweather, did y'all hear the news that they have adjusted the numbers for Mayweather and Pacquiao? Now they put that number way up there. And the reason I think they did this, because after they did a couple of recounts, Mayweather and McGregor actually surpassed Mayweather and Pacquiao. And so they had to get back and readjust. It says that according to the Maypac numbers, United States sales initially estimated that it was around 4 million in 2015. Check this out. In 2015, they counted 4 million pay-per-view buys. That was the number one record. Mayweather and Pacquiao soared up there. Took it past the Canelo fight, took it past the Oscar fight, Oscar and Floyd Mayweather fight. They took it way up there. And it says that in 2015, that number was about 4 million. But then I remember it being initially reported like 4.2 or 4.3 or something, or 4.4. But then when you fast forward to 2018, that 4 million number changed to 4.6 million. So you mean to tell me they still counting pay-per-views leaking in 3 years later? It take that damn long to calculate pay-per-views? 3 years later. 2015 to 2018, it goes to 4.6. Then it goes from worldwide purchases, it was said to be around 4.9 million. Now, another 2 years after the 2018 count, here we are in 2020, the new number is 5.7 million buys worldwide. How the hell you go in? You mean, so I'm a little low. I always heard promoters like Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn say, yo, it takes a while before those pay-per-view numbers come in. But 5 years later, it took them 5 years to finally reach the number that they got to at 5.7 million. The second place bout inevitably included Mayweather as well, was thought to have broken the record in 2017. So they thought that Conor McGregor and Mayweather, when it went down in 2017, broke the record initially. It says that a cross-codes clash with Conor McGregor was reported to have blitzed the Pacquiao sales by a small margin. It then said this led to a quick recount from the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight. and it then included all the buys worldwide. Mayweather and McGregor comes in at 5.1 million. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd comes in at 5.7 million. That is the number one and number two biggest pay-per-view boxing pay-per-views of all time. But it took 5 years for Maypac to get to this number. And here we are in Conor McGregor in Mayweather's case. 3 years later, that number changes. They got to calculate these pay-per-views from the local markets, from this country, that country. Some countries, they come in later. We all know how this all work out. The numbers that we see initially are never the final numbers. People don't normally go back and check, but they're never the final numbers. Numbers are always creeping in. A lot of these countries, especially smaller countries that don't have the greatest technology in the world, will take a minute. Just like the vote. It's just like the vote with the presidential vote and stuff. It take a minute. But it took them 5 years, champions. 5 years for them to get to these numbers. Unbelievable. So here we are. So if anybody asks, what did Mayweather and Pacquiao do? The new number is 5.7 million. Salute to Floyd. Salute to Floyd. Now, this is the last little bit of news that I got, and that is my main man, Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez, I've always spoke about him. I'm going to keep on speaking about him. That's my main man. Returning in December. I'm there, champ. I'm watching it. I don't know who he's fighting. Don't know. Hope he step it up in class, though. Sergio returns in December. He's rated number 6 in the WBA at 160 pounds. So y'all don't get it, man. Back then, Slim, nobody wanted nothing to do with Sergio. Even your boy Canelo. Canelo wanted nothing to do with Sergio Martinez. He fought Miguel Cotto after Sergio left the game. But why didn't he fight Sergio? Why didn't he fight Sergio? I always say this. Prior to Julio Cesar Chavez, nobody was beating Sergio. No Canelo. I don't even think Floyd would have got him. I think he'd have got Floyd. Truth be told. Nobody wanted Sergio. And that's why I'm rooting for him heavy. He fights in December. If he steps it up in class and he get another win and he look good doing it, I'm ready to see him go for the gusto. He says he wants to make it back to Ryota Murata. The WBA is backing him with this. You see the ranking that they gave him. I'm with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing my man come back in December. Looking forward to it. Sergio Martinez, be checking out for him, fam. All right. All right. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff. I guess we'll start with Canelo. Word on the curve is that Canelo been in the news for something. What's that thing he did? Oh, he is suing his promoter and network. That's what he's doing. Canelo Alverez suing his promoter network. We already broke that down on the video. We already know pretty much the particulars, all we need to know. We know Oscar snaked him, cut a side deal for himself in the Golden Boy contract. We know that Oscar had some things tucked away in the contract between Golden Boy and DAZN that Canelo was not aware of. And that is the fact that DAZN gets to make the final approval on Canelo's fights, given that they probably make the final approval on all of Golden Boy fights, the same way that they make the final approval on the Matchroom Fighters fights. Doesn't change. It's the same old ball game. But this is crazy. So, but when I think about this, right, and we know the gist of this, and for anybody who don't know, I'm just going to do a quick run through. And that is the fact that Canelo Alvarez suing his promoter, he's suing his network for breach of contract. He has not been able to get a fight date. DAZN is not willing to give him a fight date unless he is willing to take a pay cut of 50% and fight the people that they want him to fight. Now, I've been looking more into this, and it seems to me that Golden Boy is the main person at fault here. They're the one in the middle. I look at Oscar De La Hoya today, and he's like, DAZN is the ones that are not living up to the terms of the contract. No, Oscar, you just did a bad deal, champ. You ain't wanting to admit that. See, Canelo was looking at Golden Boy like, why I ain't got no dates? And DAZN don't want to approve my fights. Why is this? And then DAZN is looking at Golden Boy like, you told us that Canelo will face Triple G in 2019, and you told us that he will move basically a certain kind of way. And since that ain't happening, we stopping his fights. We want premium opponents, which is BS. That's just a way for them to shut it down. We want premium opponents. So my question is this. According to the lawsuit and the paperwork, They wanted him to face Gennady Golovkin in 2019. My question is, why didn't he? If he would have fought Gennady Golovkin last year, right? They had an extra up to 25 million sitting on the side for him and Gennady Golovkin to negotiate that straight down the middle to go along with their guarantees. Keep in mind, Gennady Golovkin gets an 8-figure guarantee as well as Canelo Alvarez. So they could have did this last year. Now, I got some quotes here because remember how this all played out. We're going to get to just bear with me. I got some quotes here from Jonathan Banks, the head trainer of Gennady Golovkin. Remember how this went, fight fans. Gennady Golovkin was searching around for a home. He needed somewhere to fight. Everyone knew he was going to pretty much land where Canelo was at, right? He needed a home. He found DAZN. DAZN give him $100+ million deal with stock options, not to mention a nice little deal on the side for Triple G Promotions, which he gets 2 fight cards per year in 2020 and 2021 on DAZN. Beautiful deal. Beautiful deal. So Gennady Golovkin was headed to DAZN with the expectations of, I have a beautiful deal. I got my own promotional thing going. I'm going to make Tom Loeffler work for me. And I'm going to get the Canelo fight. It was all working for Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin's first fight under DAZN, he gets Steve Rose. Who the hell is that? Steve Rose. Beat Steve Rose. The way this was supposed to go was Canelo was supposed to face Gennady Golovkin in his second fight under DAZN. Canelo didn't want to do it. Canelo didn't want to do it. Canelo didn't give a specific reason why he didn't want to do it. He just didn't want to do it. Word on the curb is that Golden Boy wanted to do it. But Canelo didn't want to do it. Gennady Golovkin wanted to do it. But Canelo didn't want to do it. He just kept saying, I'm not doing it. I'd rather go and face Daniel Jacobs. Cool. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'd rather go face Sergey Kovalev. Cool. Now, during that time, I was here like, yo, because I was actually with Canelo. Canelo was telling everybody that I don't want to face Gennady Golovkin because he ain't done nothing since our last fight to earn it. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't trying to take no risks. He ain't doing anything. So he needs to fight someone first. And I was agreed to that. Because I'm like, yo, Gennady Golovkin ain't beat Canelo in 2 fights. So look, bro, just like my boy Bomb Squad did. Bomb Squad says, you know what? I'm not going to get up in there with Tyson Fury. I'm going to go take Luis Ortiz. Then I come back and do it. But maybe that's something that Gennady Golovkin could have done and gave us a good name. So the way it worked was, since Canelo didn't want to face Gennady Golovkin in the second fight, Gennady Golovkin then goes on and says, you know what? Fine. I'll go and face the IBF champion and Sergey Deryevchenko. Now, Eddie Hearn at this point says that they go to DAZN. Because you know Eddie Hearn co-promotes Gennady Golovkin. He says they go to DAZN and say, hey, what's up with Canelo? We want Canelo. And DAZN told Eddie, Canelo is not available. They were playing ball. Canelo ain't available. Y'all got to figure something out. Go face the IBF champion, and then after that, you're going to go face the mandatory. Those were the marching orders of DAZN to Eddie Hearn and Gennady Golovkin. So what did they do? They go and face Sergey Deryevchenko, right? And right after he beat Sergey Deryevchenko, which we all think Deryevchenko won that fight, right after he do that, he immediately signs a contract for Zerameta, who is the IBF mandatory. Before the fight was even over between Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Deryevchenko, that contract for Zerameta was ready to go. So they signed the contract immediately. So when you hear Gennady Golovkin say, I can't fight Canelo, I have to do what I'm doing, it's because Canelo told them no. And he went and signed other contracts. I mean, you tell me, know what I'm supposed to do? Sit on my hands? Nah, bro, I got a good deal with DAZN. I'm trying to get this money. I need a fight. And I got a nice guarantee. So Gennady Golovkin ain't trying to just sit around doing nothing. So he says he goes into the Zerameta fight. Now, take in mind, at this point, it's already rearranged on how it's going to get to the Triple G fight. The word was, according to Jonathan Banks, and I quote, no, they called me about it. Oh, no, I take that back. I don't want to get there yet. They go down their road toward Sergey Daryochenko and the mandatory, right? So Canelo says, I'm going after Sergey Kovalev. I'm going after Rocky Fielding. I'm going after Daniel Jacobs. He handles all of that. Zermaida and Triple G are scheduled to fight this spring of this year. Coronavirus happens, right? So now things are changing. So now DAZN is hurting. They ain't got no sports going. Triple G got a contract with Zermaida. As for Canelo Alverez, well, he don't have an opponent now. It was originally scheduled that Canelo would face Billy Joe Saunders in May of this year, while Gennady Golovkin went off and did his Zermaida thing. This was also set up by Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn's reply to DAZN was, we don't want Triple G facing him next. We'll just have him go face Billy Joe Saunders, and once he's done with Zermaida, he's done with Billy Joe Saunders, then they come around and fight. Hook and Eddie Low stable all the way up. So the Zermaida and Triple G fight's supposed to happen this spring. It doesn't happen. Coronavirus happens. Canelo ain't fought none this year now. Him and Billy Joe Saunders couldn't work it out because of coronavirus. Let's fast forward. Now we get into the midsummer. Coronavirus is setting in heavy. Now DAZN is saying, oh, what have we done? We told Gennady Golovkin to go and face Zermaida, and now here we need a big fight. Yo, Gennady, yo, did you sign that contract yet? Gennady's like, I've already signed the contract. Well, look, we need some money, man. We can't afford to pay this dude Canelo right now. We need a big event. We need a big time spectacle. We need you to get in there with Canelo. Triple G's like, no, I can't do nothing. There's nothing I can do. I got a contract in place with Zermaida. Y'all told me that Canelo wasn't available. You told me that. I'm out here at every camera, everywhere. Y'all told me to leave Canelo alone and go after these two. So that's what I did. And now you're telling me to scrap that and get into a fight with Canelo with no crowds? Oh, hell no. Contract is in place thanks to y'all. DAZN messed up. They didn't see the coronavirus coming, sure, but they messed up. They occupied Gennady Golovkin, and now to this day, he is stuck under a contract with Kamil Zermaida. Now, is there little loopholes that could have got him out of this coronavirus? Possibly. But you think that Gennady Golovkin is going to walk out on that? Easy money. You think he's going to walk out on that? And now they're looking at Canelo like, you didn't give us the fight last year. You didn't give us the fight last year that we wanted, and Oscar told us we were going to get it. They just leave out the part where they told Triple G to go and face these two. It's Canelo's fault. It's all Canelo's fault. Now I can get into the quotes from Jonathan Banks, because this is the part when they went to Triple G and say, yo, we need this fight. This was the response from the Triple G's team. According to Jonathan Banks, the trainer of Gennady Golovkin, no. They called me about it. I said no. He said, I said no. The plan was for him to get this fight versus Kamil Zermaida, which is his mandatory challenger, and then another fight, and then Canelo, which means that Canelo was, in their minds, pushed probably as far down as December. Because if they would have fought Zermaida, then he says another fight, which probably would have been in September, and then that third fight in December. But DAZN wanted that fight ASAP. According to Jonathan Banks, and I quote, when we went to Canelo and said, we're ready, he said, no, I don't want to fight. He disappeared and went and did whatever he wanted to do and refused to fight. Now he's saying that he is ready after the pandemic. Let's do it. So now Canelo, the reason he comes to Triple G is like, I'm ready, is because Callum Smith ain't working out. Billy Joe Saunders ain't working out, and I got nobody else to pick on. Especially now that we in a pandemic and they talking about cutting my pay 50%. Well, the only one that I know that I'm gonna get that 35 million from is you. So I'm ready now. So Canelo, you picked your opponents all last year, and DAZN allows you to do it with no problem. You picked Kovalev. You picked Daniel Jacobs. You picked, all of these fighters you wanted to fight, but you didn't want to fight Triple G last year. You picked this. The point I'm making to y'all is that DAZN and Canelo put themselves in this situation. They put themselves. They wanted to play big. We'll just kick that can down the road. Canelo, you could do whatever you want. Just keep on giving us spectacles. You can do whatever you want. They gave him free reign. No one was talking nothing about no DAZN got options and get the final say so on Canelo fights back then. No one wasn't even bringing that up until this year, until the money started running low. Triple G says, and I quote, "No, I already have something planned. So if you want to do this, let me get this fight out the way. And then if everything is still a go, then let's go." But DAZN wants that now. Now, him and Zarmeda should be fighting soon. Who knows? Maybe they make it in time for December, January. I don't know. But with this litigation going on with Canelo, I take that back. Canelo's out the ring for God knows how long now. God knows how long. See what the fam talking about. Yes, sir. Silver Salomo in the building. What's up, fam? Bam? What's up with you? D-Lo 44 Boxing in the building. What's going on? What's up, man? Glad y'all riding with me tonight, man. But yeah, man. So that's the deal, bro. Like, I'm just like, bro, you should have took that fight. But now Triple G don't want to. Now it's like the ball is in his court. So let's keep on going with this. The question that I had. Now, hold on. Canelo wanted Triple G to earn this fight. He wanted him to earn it. And I was riding with Canelo with that. I was riding with him. Lord knows I was. But it does make sense. Like, yo, bro, if the bag is right there, you got $35 million guarantee plus half of the $25 million set to the side for that Triple G fight. That's on the side. You get half of that. Plus, you're getting some of the gate. Yo, that's a humongous bag. Rule number 1, don't mess up the bag, Canelo. So the question I have to the fans, why didn't Canelo take the fight last year? Was Sergey Kovalev more important? Was Daniel Jacobs more important? Why didn't he take the Gennady Golovkin fight when they thought that they were going to do it in Gennady Golovkin's second fight under the zone? Why did they give Gennady Golovkin the okay to go and face Deryevchenko and go and face Zarmeda? Why did they let him lock himself down like that? Let him get away, and now you want to complain? Why do you think they did that, fam? Canelo, my thing is this. Do we think it's personal? Is it personal? Is he trying to age Gennady Golovkin? Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to age Gennady Golovkin. Is he afraid of a robbery? Was he afraid that maybe Gennady Golovkin would rob him? I mean, given that he's only on fight 4 of an 11-fight deal? Maybe he thought they'll try to rob me just to keep this fight in the pipelines. Maybe I didn't like some of the things that Gennady Golovkin said about him, especially during the Clenbuterol time. And he took it and he started feeling some kind of way. You think that's it? That's the reason he would mess up the bag? Y'all really think that's the reason he would mess up the bag? Do he think that Gennady Golovkin gets preferential treatment? Gennady Golovkin's road under the zone has been easy, aside from the Deryevchenko fight. Been easy in my opinion. Steve Rose, Zarmeda, Deryevchenko, and he's not even the most elite of the elite, but, I thought Deryevchenko beat him. Why do you think he didn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin? Is it that bad? Is Canelo that pissed off at Gennady Golovkin for the Clenbuterol stuff that he didn't want to fight him? Why do you not think he want to do this? Or is it about leverage? Here's the question. Is it about leverage? Because as of right now, Canelo has all the leverage in the world. And one of the reasons that he has so much leverage is the fact that he did not fight Gennady Golovkin last year. They want that fight, fam. They want that fight. He knows they want that fight. I ain't giving y'all that till I'm ready to give you. I got 11 fights over this jump. He got 6 or whatever the case may be. Nah. If he gonna fight me, it's gonna be fight 6. He gonna have to put some work in. And y'all gonna beg me for that fight. Leverage. You can't rob me until I give you that fight, can you? You can't put me in bad situations until I give you that fight because you want that fight. You know how much that fight is worth, the zone. P. Nude, thank you, family, in the super chat. Fam Mo, what's up with you, man? What's up? Keep it cooking, man. You already know. Much love to your fam. Much love to my brother out there, man. Real spill. But the point I'm making is he got leverage now, y'all. He got leverage. He looking good. But yeah, I gotta see you in court. But guess what I got? Let me tell you my leverage, what I got. I got a Gennady Golovkin fight that you can't match nothing on any of your fighters to get you what me and him can bring together. You won't touch me. That's why your beef is with Oscar, not with me. You better not say my name, DAZN, because I got the Gennady Golovkin fight. You know what I'm saying? Who else draws on DAZN like Canelo draws? If DAZN never thought about doing a pay-per-view option, who else could they put on pay-per-view aside from Canelo? This is where the leverage comes in. Do y'all think DAZN happy with fighting with Canelo? No, they more so happy with fighting with Golden Boy. And it seems that Canelo is fighting with Golden Boy. Let me tell you something real talk. Remember when Eddie Hearn said in an interview, and I remember talking about this, I don't have Canelo yet. Could Canelo part ways with Golden Boy and not part ways with DAZN? Is that possible? Because it seems like Canelo's beef is more so with Oscar. So can he leave Oscar without leaving DAZN? Riddle me that. Salute to my brother, D-Lo404 Boxing in the super chat. Much love to your fam, Bam. Much love to you, man. And everybody go check out my brother, D-Lo404 Boxing, man. Awesome boxing channel, man. Awesome boxing channel. I never miss an episode. Salute to my brother, man. Appreciate the work, fam. Much love to you, fam. I appreciate your support, man. Real spill. I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all already know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But Canelo is in a position of power. And he can give him that fight. They're not going to trample too much on Canelo knowing what he holds. Knowing that he is the hottest draw in this. Let's just say also, let's say during this litigation, right? Canelo is successful. He parts ways with DAZN. He parts ways with Golden Boy. I don't think Canelo should go to anybody. Canelo should just be Canelo and make everybody big. PBC, you want me over there? All right, cool. How much you got? You don't want it? ESPN, how much you got? DAZN, y'all can get me back 2-on-1 fight there. How much you got? That's what Canelo should be. Betting on himself on pay-per-view. That's what he should go back to. Should have stayed on pay-per-view in the first place. Now he got 2 bosses. One named Oscar, one named DAZN. At first, he could have went to pay-per-view and had no bosses. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. Should have betted on himself. So here's the deal. So now Canelo knows what DAZN's want. They want a Gennady Golovkin fight. I'm going to say this in Canelo's defense. Because I'm asking the question, why didn't Canelo do this? And I said, well, it comes down to leverage. Here's another deal. If Canelo, hold on. Yeah. If Canelo would have fought Gennady Golovkin last year, given that you see with the employee layoffs, you see everything that we've been running it down about DAZN. If he would have fought Gennady Golovkin last year, made that fat bag, all this money for DAZN, they would have had a beautiful fourth quarter. The $300 million probably would have been more than that. It would have been beautiful. They still would have been in the same position that they are in today. And then what they've been asking of Canelo Alvarez. We know in the contract, due to the lawsuit, they wanted Canelo Alvarez to be a spectacle. They wanted Canelo Alvarez to fight on skyscrapers. So trust me when I tell y'all this. When you broke, champ. If they broke because of the pandemic, they would have been broke regardless if Canelo would have fought Triple G last year. And Canelo would have been in the same exact position. You can bet that. They still would have been like, well, yeah, you fought Gennady Golovkin last year, but now look, we want you to do this. All right, this is what you need to do. We're going to put you in the ring with 3 tigers and 2 lions and a bear. All you got to do is knock the bear out, tie up 2 of the lions, and we'll end the fight. It'll sell 300 million pay-per-views. That's where they would have been at with it. If he would have fought Gennady Golovkin last year. So maybe Canelo knows what he's doing. And this is why maybe Canelo don't want nobody on top of him telling him who to fight. He got 11 fights with y'all. I'll move it the way I want to move it. No one told Floyd how to move under the Showtime deal. So Floyd ain't have a boss. When you the cash cow, you're not supposed to be told what to do. You tell them what to do. You tell them what to do. And that's what I'm saying. My man Canelo is in a bad situation. But if he would have fought Gennady Golovkin as they so desperately want today, he would have still been in the same situation regardless. Regardless. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. But I hope Canelo works it out. I always wondered why he never fought Gennady Golovkin. I think we got our answers. And it was about leverage. Some may say it was personal too. It could have been a little bit personal. You know what I'm saying? Could have went to personal. D-Lo says, yo, man, he couldn't go to the zone without Golden Boy, so I doubt he can. Nah, man, I think that the only reason that Golden Boy even got the deal was because of Canelo. They don't really care for Golden Boy. I think that Golden Boy was just the vessel, and they knew that they couldn't bring on Canelo without Golden Boy. But if they can find a way to put a wedge between Canelo and Golden Boy and still try to find a way to keep him on the network, well, you know, that'll be a good thing. Will he go over to Eddie Hearn? Eddie got some smoke for him. You know what I mean? But I think he should just be a free agent, bro. I don't want him to see Canelo shouldn't lock himself into nobody. He should make himself be bidded on, you know, like Anthony Joshua does. Make it be bidded on. You know what I'm saying? P. Newell says Canelo is the man. He bring the bag. Exactly. He bring the bag. The zone ain't do nothing for him for raising his profile. He can walk out the door and just be good. I don't want to see this turn into Mikey Garcia, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him turning to Mike. I don't want to see this being like Mikey was out the ring 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't want to see this. And we're going to talk about little Mikey. I got a lot to say about him. Oh, I got a lot to say about little Mikey. Oh, yeah. But the fact still remains. We don't want to see that. You know what I mean? We don't want to see my man out the ring because he's trying to fight. Now, you know, but his cherry picking, he should have maybe got this out the way. They wouldn't have had nothing to say to him about Gennady Golovkin. I don't know what they would have been bringing up. They would have been relying on Canelo heavy no matter what. He is the only real big generator of money over there. They would have been leaning on him no matter what. Hey, yo, bro, you can go and fight Hulk Hogan, champ. Hey, Hulk Hogan say he got that work for you. They talking about giving us $200 million if you go fight Hulk Hogan. Fuck. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. He would have been in the same position, man. So we'll see. We'll see. Yo, for Ben Media, what's up, fam? Bam, what's up with you? What if Triple G had went another route? What was DAZN going to do without a Triple G as a possible opponent for Canelo? Facts. I'm telling you, Canelo would have been in some circus stuff. They can't find no one now without Canelo taking 50% cut. They can't find nobody worth putting him in the ring with. As you can see, they're not forcing the Charlo situation. They're not forcing the Andre situation. They're talking about Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders. The only reason that they're talking about Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders is because they got another problem where Canelo has leverage. And that is their expansion into over 200 countries, including the UK. Well, who are you going to expand with? You need Canelo. They were banking on Canelo to help them explode into the UK. Well, he can't do it now. They can't do it. This is another place that Canelo has leverage. You know their business. Y'all need me. I don't need y'all. Y'all need me. 365 million, that's cool, but I could have made that. If I'd have kept going down the road I was going, I would have made that. So I don't need y'all. Y'all need me. You got 200 countries y'all exploding in. I'm y'all leading draw. I'm y'all biggest name. If you ever want to think about going in pay-per-view, you need me. If you ever want to think about making a big bag with Gennady Golovkin, you need me. And Canelo knows this. I don't need none of y'all. Should have never went over there in the first place. But I guess he didn't have a choice. D-Lo says, yo, man, that's my point. Paperwork. Check out my last video. Will do, fam. Will do. Checking that out ASAP. Yeah, the paperwork definitely got to be in place, though. Definitely got to be in place, man. Yes, sir. No Mikey Garcia. Oh, we going to talk about little Mikey. We about to move on to that right now. We about to move on to that right now. You know what I'm saying? For Ben says, and why the zone ain't making the other 160, 175 pounders fighters fight each to build them into a premier opponent? Facts. They ain't built nobody. How about they built nobody? They just took what they were given and just say, throw it to the wall and see what sticks. They ain't took Demetrius, and I ain't seen Demetrius Andrade on no specials, no documentaries, no something highlighting Demetrius Andrade to show his background in Rhode Island and blah, 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 blah. I ain't seen none of that shit, bro. All I seen is Demetrius Andrade fighting bums. I ain't seen none of that. And then I hear they got a card coming up. Daniel Jacobs in one fight fighting somebody, and Demetrius Andrade fighting. They not fighting each other. They fighting unknowns. The zone, you tripping. You tripping. Salute to my brother back in the super chat. Much love to my brother P. Newell. He say smash that like button for the homie. Thumbs up for the fam, man. Thumbs up on the way in if you didn't. I'm on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. We putting in work on a Thursday night, man. It's a work night. Just hit the thumbs up for the homie. Much love to all y'all, though. Much love to all y'all. Thanks for that, P. Newell. Thanks for that, man. But yeah, that's the situation there, man. So I'm gonna make sure we good on this before we move on, man. My man D-Lo say, forget square jaw Mikey. We gonna talk about Mikey. We got a lot to talk about with little Mikey. TBE Boxing says, yo, PBC fanboys demand ridiculous Crawford versus Russell fight, but silent on Earl Spence Jr. ducking Crawford. Oh yeah, you'll hear crickets on that. Now everyone has an excuse. Everyone has a coverage. This conversation now or debate has been going on so long, where those who had no excuses and stuff like that, they've developed them. We've been arguing, going back and forth about this fight for so long, where people have developed talking positions. Those positions, it took a minute for them to get there, but they've developed it over time, repetitive, over and over and over again. So we know what it is. And on top of that, when you are the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, everybody wants it. Everyone wants it. You are always under attack. And this is why Crawford just got to put on tough skin. Crawford just got to be tough about this and go through it. Andre Ward went through it. Floyd Mayweather went through it. It happens. Manny Pacquiao went through it. It happens. When you are the top dog, you never, what Jay-Z said, the best line in the world, live long enough to become the villain. The man has been number one so long, where he's becoming the villain. It's just the natural order of things. It's just the natural. When you tell him that he fought Olympians, when you tell him he fought, when you say he's fought Olympians, he's been undisputed, he's fought unified fighters, he's fought 2 division champions, those things mean nothing to people. That's fine. So at this point, there's no need to talk no more. We just need to see the fight. We talking about Canelo Alverez money. I got the PBC welterweights asking for their net worths during the pandemic. Are you serious? But they want to fight. They want to fight. I hear they still trying to do the Sean Porter thing. They still trying to take a circle and shove it through a triangle hole, right? You're trying to force Sean Porter to take the fight. You want to, this. I've witnessed over time how Sean Porter's gotten brave. Like, he went from years and years of we friends and I love him. Roses are red, violets are blue. Bud is my man and he is my man too. Like, he's been going through years and years and years and years and years of this. Now he's at a dead road where he don't have a belt. He's lost to pretty much everybody. He's at the top of all of these divisions. I don't see him in bullfighting, even though he's number one in the WBO, but he's also number one in the WBC, where he went to the WBC convention and greased the palms to keep that position. So you think he's going to ruin it? Absolutely not. The WBO number one showing for Sean Porter is just that, for show. Just to prevent someone else from getting that spot. We know what this game is. Ain't got no intentions on facing Bud. His intentions on facing the winner of Earl Spence and Danny Garcia, and we know it. That's why he's number one in the WBC. That's why he's considered going to be considered the WBC mandatory. That's why he has the WBC Silver Championship. That's why, because that's the road that he's going down. But everyone wants you to believe that he's willing to go down another road. Don't look at his father. His father ain't fighting. You look at Sean. His daddy just looking for checks. Kenny always down for a fight. He's always down to put Sean into a fight because he got to keep them checks coming. But you look at Sean and you ask that man, and you look at that man in the eyes, and you ask me, did that man want to fight? I didn't see him dress up in no disguises. I didn't see no costumes this time around. He turned into the Macho Man against Danny Garcia, right? He's a pup against Bud, but he wants to fight. He's a pup against Bud. I've never got a straight answer from Sean Porter, but he wants to fight. Everyone is talking for Sean Porter. His daddy, everybody that's Bud haters, they all talking for Sean Porter. Remember that. Sean Porter ain't talking for himself right now. That's very unfortunate. And when he does talk, he lets it be known where he wants to go, away from Bud. We can bring up quotes galore. Salute to my brother back in the super chat, man. Back in it. Damn it. Got to show love again. If you stay on top, you will be the villain all day. And when you become that villain, you know you're doing something right. He been on top so long, they hate seeing him there. They want to put other people there who ain't earned it. It shouldn't be him. I told y'all how this was going to go, and I was hit it on the head. I told y'all his resume was going to come under attack. I told y'all his pound for pound status was going to come under attack. I told y'all this, all of this. You know why I knew this was going to happen? Because I've seen it before. If you've been watching the sport long enough, you've seen it before. He'll fight. Andre Ward, they wanted him to fight for years. Ward ain't fighting nobody. He ain't fighting Sullivan Barrera and Alexander Brand. Who the hell is Alexander Brand? He ain't fighting nobody. He ain't number one no more than he beat Sergey Kovalev. Oh, we love Andre Ward. He is the best. I remember the Super 6 tournament. That's the way it goes. We just waiting on that big fight. You'll get it to us, bud. You'll get it to us. Much love to the fam, man. Let's move to Mikey. Let's talk about Mikey, man. So I'm just going to play about the first, give or take, I don't know, maybe give or take about 10, 15 seconds of this fight hype interview. I don't want to get in no issue. So we'll just give him about, all I need is 10 seconds of this, just 10 seconds. Mikey Garcia and his smug little attitude. Oh, we going to talk about Mike. Smug. Let's talk about Mike. Hold on. We gonna get this cracking. My man acting like he just that dude, huh? I guess Mikey is the dude. Mikey is just a diva now. He's like, who is Bud? Never heard of him. Who? Okay. I mean, who is?
For real? A real question? About Gary Russell.
Who's that guy?
Where being for real? Don't. I mean, I know he's not even he's obviously not anyone
Who cares about Gary Russell? Has he done anything? Has he been fighting?
No, he's just been calling out.
That's all I want.
Like no other.
It gets worse as the interview goes on. If you didn't hear it, who cares about Gary Russell? Is he fighting? He don't want to even talk about Gary Russell. He don't think much about it. He don't check for Gary Russell. Who the hell is Gary Russell? Why is Mikey acting like this, fam? Could it be that Gary Russell Jr. put hands on his little buddy's daddy and Mikey all moist Mikey walking around here? I don't think nothing of Crawford. Who is he fighting? I mean, I don't think nothing of Gary. Who is he fighting? And what is he doing? Well, I don't think nothing. Who the hell are you, bruh? Let's look at you now, Mikey. See, I wasn't even thinking about you, but you got some nerve, homeboy. You got some nerve to be talking like that about Gary. The man that's trying to make it back to Vasyl Lomachenko. The man who says, I want to get back in there with the dude that beat me and show the world this was a fluke. I want Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm coming up 2 divisions to put myself next to Vasyl Lomachenko. I want that smoke. Now, Mikey, did you do something like that too? Let's see. Let's go back down memory lane if I recall correct. Mikey at 140. He beats Zlala and all the rest of the whoever's. He goes to 135. He becomes the WBC champion. Here comes Vasyl Lomachenko up to 135 pounds. It was heavily spoken on that Mikey Garcia would face either Jorge Linares, who was considered the man at the time, or Vasyl Lomachenko. Then Vasyl Lomachenko comes to the weight class and he faces Jorge Linares before Mikey does. Get out of here. Here's another thing. Vasyl Lomachenko come to 35, and what does Mikey do? Run up 2 weight classes to a fight where if you lose, you get no kind of, ain't nobody gonna jump on you for that. You good to lose against Earl, but you ain't good to lose against Vasyl Lomachenko. Loma get to the weight class, Mikey get ghost. Funny, they met up at a little commercial shoot, remember, with the green screen in the back. Mikey feeling all up and down on Vasyl's arms, like, nice arms. You've been working out, huh, bro? And then the second that Mikey did that, Mikey ran for the hills. You ran for the hills. What have you done lately, Mikey? Your best win since your return is Adrian Bronner. But you talking all of this like you've been putting in that work, though. You beat John Zalakishian, and I forgot the rest. You beat Adrian Bronner. Did he beat Robert Easter Jr.? Those your best wins, bro. But you want to talk about Gary. What has he done? He's the longest reigning champion in boxing. What is that about you, Mikey? You the WBC champion emeritus at 135, which means you can go back at any time. Why you ain't never challenged Vasyl Lomachenko? Or you rather fought Jesse Vargas for $7 million. That's what it was. You go up to face Earl Spence, ran from Loma, got out of the way of Jorge Linares, go to Earl, you get your ass whooped every round, not 1, not 2, not half, not a little bit over half, not close, not maybe if you squint your eyes, you can give it to Mikey. I gave you nothing in that fight, not 1 second. Not a second. Not 1 second. And here's the turning point. Because Mikey be talking. This is Mikey funny, bro. Y'all gotta watch Lil Mike. The second you lose to Earl Spence Jr., what do? You run over there to the zone. But you're a welterweight, though. But you run to the zone. If you're a welterweight and you want so much smoke, you could have kept your ass at PBC now, couldn't you? We always say this about Bud. Bud ran over to ESPN. He signed a deal for the biggest guarantee that all of them gets. But why did he stay over there? Maybe he's thinking about his family. Oh, no, that's not good enough. Why is he staying over there? Well, Bomac got a side deal. Maybe he's looking out for his peoples. No, that's not good enough. Then why the hell did Mikey leave? Oh, he didn't want to face Porter. He didn't want to face Danny. He already got his ass whooped by Earl. He said, no more of that PBC drama. No. I'm going to the zone. Eddie, you got some money? That's how I went. That's exactly. But you want to talk. Mikey, you ran. You are the biggest runner in boxing. The crazy part is you should have ran against Earl. You should have got in the ring and ran against him, but you want to run around from everybody else. You should have ran against Earl. You ran from 35 when the smoke got there. You got little Devin there. You got Gurry there. You got Loma there. You got Teofimo there. When the smoke got thick, Mikey ran for the hills. Mikey ran for the hills. Facts. Oh, man, he only did it to be great. He wanted to be great. He wanted to be great. He went up to be great. If he went up to be great, then why didn't he stay on the same side where he could continue to be great? Why did he go run to Jesse Vargas when he caught Jesse Vargas going up to 154 pounds? No, bring your ass back down here and fight me. Mikey, we know your tricks. You fought Jesse because Jesse was hit at 54 trying to get a Kell Brook fight. And then when the Kell Brook fight wasn't working for Jesse, he was looking at other places at 54. You caught him going up in weight. You did it Tank Davis. Just like he caught Jose Pedraza going up in weight. See, y'all don't like me to keep it a little too real. That's when people start saying, man, you're tripping, you're biased, you're this, you're that, because you're keeping it too real. You're telling too many facts out here. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. But Mike, you want to talk about Gary, though, a man who's ran from no one, a man who's called out everyone, a man who stepped to everybody in his division as well as above. But you want to talk trash about him because he put hands on your little buddy, on my buddy's daddy. They was gonna hurt his buddy's little daddy. And Mikey is so moist. If you feel like that, Mikey, how about you go get that work? Gary said you can get it, champ. He ain't missing no words. He ain't missing no words. You can get it. You can come your ass back down to 35 where you are the champion emeritus. The champion emeritus. It's a beautiful title. You got a belt for that? You're the champion emeritus. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Gary gonna beat that ass. Come get it. But if not, stay respectful. Most fighters, even if they respect other warriors, they respect other fighters. I might not care much for the dude, but I respect what he do. He put his life on the line. He gets in that ring. Not who the hell is he? I don't check for him. No one cares about him. Who's looking at him? Who the fuck looking for you on the app, bro? When you fighting again? Oh, you waiting on Pacquiao. That's what it is. You better hope you get the Pacquiao fight, because if not, I want to know exactly where you go, Mikey. I want to know exactly where you go. If Manny says screw Mikey, I'm heading to Earl Spence. If Manny says screw Mikey, I'm heading to Terrence Crawford. Where do you go, Mikey? Where do you go? Because you ain't leaving the zone, homeboy. You in the same trap that Canelo is in. Facts. They get to sign off on your fights last two. They have to approve all your fights too. And they get to match any offer you get from anywhere else, Mikey. You're trapped. You ain't going nowhere. You better get your lawyer ready like you did against Bob. Oh, remember when you ducked Uyokas Gamboa? Remember that, Mikey? Remember that? It was time for you to face Uyokas Gamboa. You need more money. You banging the chest about money then. When Gamboa name get pulled up. At the time, Gamboa was undefeated. Mikey ain't want no smoke. Mikey has been skipping around boxing, getting bags, being slick, talking out the side of his neck, and running over there to the zone. Don't want to take no smoke. You could have kept your ass at PBC. Al would have treated you right. You did business with Al before. Oh, you don't like to stay over there with the brother, huh? You want to run your ass on over there to the zone. Face Jesse Vargas. Who you going to fight next, man? Who you going to fight next? Who they got over there? They got Cheese Man and Eggman over there for you. You going to fight Cheese Man and Eggman? Mikey Garcia's next fight is going to be Mikey Garcia against Eggman. That's how I can see that coming. I can see that happening. You know what I mean? Mikey need to shut up, man. For real. Shut up. You ain't got nothing good to say, bro. Just shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Real spill, man. D-Lo says, yo, man, every minute of every round, EJ was beating that ass all day. That's what probably got him gone in the head, man. Between that ass whooping, and you know, he's a snack baby too. You remember when Mikey came out when we was about to fight early, he had the kangaroo little muscles, the little kangaroo arms and shit. That was his snack picture. That was him feeling himself after swallowing some sort of snack that just pumped him up, and he just thought he was the man, so he just took that ugly ass picture with your little kangaroo arms. Man, Gary will whoop your ass. Mikey, you got time, and that's your best thing. I don't want to go too much on your style, but you are a diva, champ. You a diva. You need to get some smoke and stop running. Talking about some Manny. If Manny Pacquiao don't choose you, Mikey, I'm dying to know where you go. I'm dying to know where you go, because there's a lot of smoke out here. There's a lot of smoke out here. You can go to you're not gonna go to Ramirez because Ramirez trained. Well, if Josh Taylor beats Jose Ramirez, Mikey, you should be in the mix, right? I would think. If Josh Taylor beats your homeboy, Jose Ramirez, who trains in your gym, I would think you on the phone trying to get that Josh Taylor fight, right, Mikey? I would think so. We're going to be watching Lil Mike. We're going to definitely be watching Lil Mike. TBE says, who has Gary fought? Well, Gary has fought Jojo Diaz, a current champion, a guy who he beat and who went on to become a current champion. He beat Johnny Gonzalez. That was a damn good fight. You know, that's as much as it goes. It's probably as far as it goes. Who else we talking? King Tug. I think King Tug is going to be a really good opponent in the future. When that all plays out and is all said and done, just like Jojo Diaz went on to become a champion, I see King Tug becoming a champion. Anything else has been duck bait. duck bait. NCTBE boxing, like I always tell folks, man, I don't jump on duck fighters. You're not going to sit there and play the game with me and say who someone fought when everyone's got out the way. Now, you can say who is he fought when this person said that they want to fight and he turned it down, or that person said that they want to fight and he turned it down. Oh, this guy's raising his hand. He want to fight you, Gurry. He's a champion. Gurry turns it down. That ain't been the case. It's been Gurry approaching these dudes, putting hands on sick relatives. You know what I'm saying? It's been Gurry walking. All of these cats been in the Russell's gym. They know. Shakur know. He know. Tank know. Y'all just ain't hip. All of these dudes then been in that gym. All of them have seen one Russell or another behind the scenes. Y'all just ain't hip to it. All of these dudes then got an ass whooping in that gym, champ, throughout the years. Ask young Shakur about Antoine. It happens. There's a lot of stories that don't make the mainstream. And these fighters know what Gurry is about because they go in that gym. He's been to their gym. They came up with Gurry. They know his pedigree. And so they get the fuck out the way. They get out the way. They know. They know. They know. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo says, yo, man, Mikey can't beat Manny at this point. I don't see it. I think I favor Manny. And I've already broken that fight down. I'm not just saying this because I broke that fight down stylistically. The video's still on the channel. We went through that entire fight stylistically and everything. And Manny Pacquiao came out on top, even in his old age. Mikey's work rate is just not enough. I like his timing. I do. But he can easily be outworked. And dealing with a dude like Manny Pacquiao, well, he would clearly be outworked. Outmaneuvered. Manny still got that good footwork. He still got them big ass calves. I favor Pacquiao. I favor Pacquiao. And last but not least, the Gurry Russell Jr. situation. First off, I want to say this. Salute to Devin Haney and salute to Bill Haney. Respect. Because I was going to roast y'all dudes if y'all wouldn't have sent that contract. I was just waiting on Gurry to give the green light. And let me say this, fam. I'm going to tuck this in towards the end of the program. This is something that y'all don't know. We controlling a lot of this. Just know. Look at my positions over the course of the last few vids on how we've been instructing Gurry, and look at his positions. That's not a coincidence. And I'm going to leave it there. But Gurry Russell Jr. says that he's going to sit back and evaluate the small print. He's going to sit back and evaluate this rematch clause. Remember the video that we just did about 2 days ago when we warned Gurry to watch the rematch clause because that is a form of options, and how they would try to say, well, you know what? We don't have options on you no more. No stipulations, but the rematch is going to be on our network. Oh, fuck no. Because guess what? If we do that rematch, it's going down in the DMV, champ. It's out here. It's out here. We all up in that joint. We in there supporting Gurry. It's coming here. I was at Gurry's last fight in the DMV. I'm at all of Gurry's fights in the DMV, so you know I'll be there. We need that fight here, Devin. So I'm hoping that the language lines up. And it says that if Gurry beats your ass, win. And we're going to break that fight down. Gurry beats your ass. It goes down where he wants it to go, in the venue of his choice, the city of his choice, on the network of his choice. At that point, once you beat, you have no more say so. You are the Z side. Enjoy being the Z side. So that's all Gurry says he's doing. He never said that he was backing out. He's never considered backing out. He probably shopped some things around. It's only the right thing to do for as a businessman to say, I got a $1.5 million offer. PBC, you got 2.5? Because if not, I'm gone to your rival network. This is how you do business at the end of your career. At the end of your career, you tell PBC, if you don't match this, you're going to lose Gurry Russell Jr. from Fox or Showtime. You're going to have me go over to DAZN. You got to watch this. Eddie Hearn is still involved here. Eddie Hearn is famous for doing stuff like this. He's famous for tucking in stuff like this, you know, little options. And, oh, yeah, the rematch is going to have to be on DAZN's terms. Remember with how Anthony Joshua does business. Anthony Joshua sets terms in his contracts with the fighter. If you beat me, I still get to tell you how much you're going to make in the rematch. Or if you beat me, I get to dictate where the fight and still things like that is going to be in the rematch. This is a page out of Eddie Hearn's playbook. And so Gary knows this. Trust me, he knows. He knows this because they've done it before. You don't think they'll try it again? Bill Haney is almost like an understudy of Eddie Hearn right now. He's like an understudy. You see, he tried it. And salute the Bill for trying it. I probably would have tried it, to be honest with you. Shit, it's a business. But you tried it. I'm sure you learned that trick from old Eddie. So Gary got to watch you. You ain't as upfront as you appear to be. You flopping, you're flipping all over the place till we got right back to where we started. But you tried it. You should try it. You should try it. I'm sure that those little workout videos that's been coming out, they got Bill a little worried. I caught a quick few minutes of Bill Haney and Kenny Porter on 78's channel. And I heard him asking Kenny, like, what do you think about Larry Wade for our strength and conditioning? He asked him, like, what do you really think about Gary Russell? Did he really make these teams? And did he really do that? He was inquiring. He was doing his homework. He was wondering, like, is he really as good as they say he is? And Kenny just looked at him like, yeah, bro. He was on them teams. Matter of fact, him and Sean were roommates. Yeah, he was there, bro. He was that good. And do you know Bill looked at Kenny Porter and he said, you think this is a good fight for Devin? That's when I knew we had him. Right there. He don't know. He ain't sure. He not sure if he wrote a check that he can technically cash. He ain't sure. He wouldn't have asked Kenny Porter, do you think that we took the right fight for Devin? Go back and watch that little interaction that they had. When I seen it, I said, I don't need to see no more. There's a lot of doubt over there. There's a lot of doubt over there with old Bill. And if it's your son, you know, you would feel that probably that way too, and be honest with you. You know what I mean? But I'm sure Big Gary Russell's father, I'm sure there's no fear over there right now. I'm sure they sitting back over there, can't wait for the date. While you, Bill, are hitting up Kenny and saying, where's Larry Wade? Or do you think this is the right fight? Why are your knees buckling? You're buckling. Gary is coming. Well-oiled machine. He's going to be a powerhouse by the time he gets to this division. Devin got his hands full. This is going to be a great fight. And I'm going to tell y'all straight like this because I know how we get on here sometimes on YouTube. Don't misunderstand me. I'm going to fry Devin. I swear I'm going to get him because he coming at my city. But when this is all over, when the smoke clears and this is all said and done, I will support Devin Haney. We fans. We passionate. We loud. I am. All of you proper individuals, you don't like a loud dude, you get the hell off the channel. We loud. We're passionate. On fight nights, we have drunk. It's all that. I'm going to get like that towards Devin. But when it's all said and done, and that final bell rings, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to big up Devin. I'm going to big up Bill. And I think even win, lose, or draw, Devin is going to be a problem. Just because if you lose to Gary, nah. Tank, Teofimo, Loma, all of them still got a problem. Just because Jojo Diaz lost to Gary didn't mean Tevin Farmer didn't have a problem. Don't mean that. It's just levels. And he's still young. And maybe Gary is catching him at the right time. I don't deny that. And that will be the excuse that comes out of it. Trust me on that. Oh, he was too young. He was a pup. Gary caught him at the right time. That may be the case. But he's going to lose this. But if he does, he should not feel bad. And he should pick himself up because he got a long career ahead of him all day. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, D-Lo, man. Much love in the super chat to my brother D-Lo 44 Boxing. I was shocked that he asked that on the live. Oh, so you caught it. You caught it, D-Lo? Oh, you caught it? Yeah, bro, I was blown away. And then he did it towards like the end. You know what I mean? Like he was just, and he had a look on his face like he just wasn't sure. He just was just like, and when he asked Kenny Porter, like, bro, you think this is a good fight for Devin? Kenny had a look on his face like, bro, I wouldn't have done this. You don't know what you got yourself into. You know, you looking at Gary like he a little dude and yada, yada, yada. Bro, Gary is a different caliber. He is iron. He's always being sharpened by his family and everyone else in that gym all the time. When he ain't fighting, y'all say he fights once a year. We don't bet. You think he ain't fighting? He fighting when you think he ain't fighting. He always fighting. He's always in the gym. He's a gym rat. This ain't no dude that just hang around and just, nah. This is a certified warrior. Devin, you done got yourself in some hot water, champ. Y'all better call up Kenny. Kenny know. Kenny know. Kenny know. Kenny couldn't be 100 with Bill, but Kenny know. He like, damn. I just want to be there to see it. What can he say? I just want to be there to see it, man. His answer to Bill was, I just want to be, just make sure I get a ticket. Yeah, I'll buy my own ticket. I just want to be there to see it. That's all. He ain't even want to tell him, man. Like, bro, you don't know what you done got yourself into, champ. Yo, my little son, you better hope that man strength kick it overnight. The second that this fight is official, fam, we're going to break it down. We're going to break down styles. I'm going to do a thorough, I repeat, thorough. I'm still in the process of doing my homework. I already know all about Devin, but I need to know more. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we get this fight official, it's not quite official yet, fam. By the time we get it to the official level, we talking styles. And then we're going to break this fight all the way down. No need to do it now because things can happen. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the second that we get Gary to say, I signed, the second that we get Gary to get out here and say, I signed it, my end is done, fight's on, this is the date, we going forward. We will be back here breaking this fight down. Breaking it down. I'm going to get a couple comments in and then we out of here, man. Just BET says, yo, Gary is too small. Okay, that's what everyone thinks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He might be small, but he fast as a mug, man. The question is, what happens, Just BET, when Gary gets underneath the jab? What happens when Devin overshoots that jab on Lil Gary? Because it ain't always easy to land that jab on a little opponent. What happens when you overshoot? I don't think Devin's inside game is nowhere near as good as Gary. We gonna get there, fam. Sometimes just because you're longer and bigger doesn't mean you're better. Especially if you don't know how to use it properly. Oh, we gonna get there. Devin got some balancing issues, I'm noticing. We're going to get there. And I'm going to point out the exact fights where I see these things at. So y'all just stay with me. The second we get it official, we going in on this fight. Trust and believe. D-Lo says they probably think that they are catching Gary Russell Jr. at the right time. Facts. Probably think that he's aging and maybe even been sitting on the shelf for a long time. But they don't understand that the man is in the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. He can actually put up a workout video daily. Easy work. He ain't just sitting around, sitting on the couch, eating bonbons, watching Jerry Springer all day. Nah, champ. This dude is always grinding. And we've been knowing this for decades out here in the DMV. Those who've been following the sport. We've been knowing this. Those Russells don't slack. And Lil Bro right behind Gary. He gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Kenny also said, hey, I'm not saying I'm picking Devin to win. He did. Kenny knew. I'm not crossing that line. I'm not crossing that line. And then Bill tried to slide in there. Well, I know you friends with Gary. Nah, they ain't that tight like that. They know each other. And Kenny gonna speak his mind. Look how he's speaking against Crawford. But him and Sean supposed to be friends, right? But you got Kenny out here speaking against Crawford. Kenny gonna speak his mind. Kenny know what's what. Kenny know that I'm just not sure. And for that to be said speaks volumes. Because he's a featherweight and he's a lightweight. And for Kenny to still sit back and say, well, I'm not sure. No. Kenny knows something. And he's seen Devin. Kenny knows something. You know what I'm saying? Kenny knows something. Yeah, Bill asked that question, then got off shortly afterwards. Exactly. Then got right off after he asked that question. Because he snuck that in at the very, very end. All that bravado. All that, oh, yeah, we looking, we get on Gary head and blah, blah, blah. Just for the thing to end with, you think we picked the right fight? How good is Larry Wade in strength and conditioning? Just to get there. That's sad. I'm going to get out of here, fam. I'm gonna get out of here, man. General Long says, yo, man, Gary walks around at 140 pounds. Yeah, he does. He does. So he's literally like, it's not gonna be no weight loss type camp. And I think Devin is he never has showed us any weight issues. Don't get it twisted, but he is bursting at the seams. He's also told us in the past that whatever was going to happen after his next fight, he was really contemplating going up to 140. Most importantly, he's coming off shoulder surgery. All of these things will be broken down. You're coming off shoulder surgery, homeboy. You ready? You sure you ready? You sure you ready? You sure you want this? Respect to Devin Haney, man. Respect to Devin Haney. DGO in the building. What's up, fam? This is a great fight all day. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm glad that they got it done. And I'm glad that they got to this point. And I'm glad at least they didn't, fall out and have a big argument or fight like this, that, the third. And I'm glad Gary didn't just give up after he seen the BS coming from that side with stipulations and all that. He could have easily took that time right there and said, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going to face Javier Fortuna in December. He could have easily went that route, and no one would have blamed him for it. No one would have blamed him for it. He had, at that point, he was on top of the argument. Everyone knew Bill Haney wanted to promote Gary Russell Jr. He could have walked away from the table right then and there and said, that's it. I'll go face Javier Fortuna for my 1.2, 1.3, whatever. Why not? I got a date. It's all good. I got a paycheck. I got a paycheck coming. I'll just do this, keep my belt and keep it pushing. But he didn't. He didn't. He ain't let that waver him. He just said, no, Bill, no stipulations, rematch clause, 1.5, have it on my table by Friday. That's it. That's it. That's it. TBE Boxing said the longest reigning champion with the least fights. I think that is a record. I'm going to leave that alone, TBE. I'm going to leave that alone. It's called you need dance partners. Y'all be jumping on Bud. Y'all be jumping on Girl. Y'all jump on duck fighters and say it's their fault. It's their fault. Yet no one wants to fight him. Gary then went to Josh Warrington. No smoke. Abner Martez. No smoke. Guillermo Regendale. He gone down in weight. Leo Santa Cruz. No smoke. Tank. No smoke. What is he supposed to do, TBE? What is he supposed to do? I got my main man in the building, Dundada. What's up, fam, bam? What's up with you, man? We talking boxing, man. We back, Dundada. We back. Salute to you, fam, bam. It's good to see you up in this joint. Real spill, man. Real spill. What's that for, Ben? Now Gary is trying to add stipulations. Gary don't want to fight. What is the stipulations? Him wanting to rematch on his terms? Bro, that's just a normal stipulation. That should just be understood. And he has to make sure dealing with Slick Bill and Slick Eddie. He got to make sure that language says, if I beat Little Devin, I'm the A side and I'm telling them where to fight. That's the way it should be. That ain't stipulations, bro. That's just fairness. You know what I'm saying? That's just fairness. DGL, winner of this should fight the winner of Loma versus Lopez all day. All day. I agree 100% because Javante Davis is looking at Ryan Garcia next, for those who don't know. After this is over, if he gets through Leo Santa Cruz, his next move is Ryan Garcia. So Tank and Ryan Garcia taking up. It only makes sense for the winner of Gary and Devin to get the winner of Loma and Teofimo, especially if Loma wins. Bob Arum is on record saying that Loma is not leaving above 135, which means he'll be there, which means Gary will be there. We need that. I'm going to get out of here, fam. It's getting late, 10:30, man. I've been on here long enough. Much love to the fam. Much love to each and every one of y'all, man. Everybody that rock with me tonight, man. Much love to y'all, man. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties earlier for anyone who was on the first stream. We had to shut that one down and get it started. I usually have all of my animation and all that stuff going. Had to get on the StreamYard to keep it pushing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying my best to be as consistent as possible. I want to take We Talking Boxing all the way to the top. We're going to be Thursday and Sundays here, not on StreamYard most of the time, you know what I mean? Usually on my regular thing, but we'll be here Thursdays and Sundays, man. Real spill, man. So much love for y'all. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Okay, so you got to go to work tomorrow, right? This is what you're going to do. You got to go to work tomorrow. You're going to go into work tomorrow and you're going to tell the boss that, look, you just got another stimulus check in the mail. So you don't feel like you should be at work. You should be out here spending that stimulus check, stimulating the economy, doing every little thing that your heart desires. As a matter of fact, you should have another holiday just to spend the stimulus check, and you want holiday pay from the job. And don't forget to give me the keys to the company car. Much love to the fam. I catch up with y'all soon. Stay stressed and sucker free out there. Remember, the devil is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. He's coming to ruin your life, your marriage, your kids' lives, your mama's lives, your wife life, everybody's life, your business, everything. He want to drown it, man. He want to make you feel like nothing. You can't let that happen all day. To the next video. Much love to the fam. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. I see y'all Sunday. To the next one. Peace out.